what is APR and why understanding it could save you thousands. APR, you see it on credit cards, loans, and mortgages, but most people don't actually know what it means. Here's the thing, understanding your APR isn't just financial trivia. It determines how much you really pay when you borrow money. And misunderstanding it can cost you thousands over time. In this video, I'll explain what it actually means, how it's calculated, and why knowing it is one of the, I'd say, simplest ways to protect your money. So, what APR actually means. APR stands for annual percentage rate, and it's the true yearly cost of borrowing. Money expressed as a percentage. Think of it like this. The interest rate is what the lender charges for using their money, but the APR includes everything else, not just interest, but also fees, administration costs, and in some cases, insurance charges. So the APR basically gives you the full picture of what your loan or credit really costs. If a loan has a 5% interest rate but a 7% APR, that extra 2% are basically the fees and costs rolled in. That's why lenders legally have to show the APR, as it lets the consumer or the borrower compare products fairly. So it's something you really need to pay attention to. And here's why APR is so critical. And I've broken this down into four key points. And one, it affects every repayment you make. A small difference, say 2% higher APR, could mean thousands in extra payments over the life of a mortgage or a car loan. And the second point is it helps you compare loans more accurately. For example, one bank might advertise a lower interest rate, but with hidden fees, and the APR ends up higher. And the third point would be it reveals the real cost of credit cards. And this is a really big one you need to watch out for. Many credit cards show low introductory rates, but the APR, often 18, 20, even 30%, tells you what you'll really pay if you carry a balance. So it's something you really need to read the fine print on this stuff. And the fourth point would be it protects you from marketing tricks. Some lenders highlight low monthly payments, but that often means long terms with higher APRs. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a $10,000 loan at 5% over 5 years. The total cost of that would be about $11,300. Euros, GBP, whatever it is you're borrowing in, yeah? But if the APR is 8%, you'll pay roughly $12,200. And that's nearly 1,000 more just from fees or whatever else is included within that difference between the actual APR, or the actual interest rate, should I say, and the APR. And another key point is fixed fees, variable APRs, and how to use them wisely. So there are two types of APR. One's fixed, and that stays the same throughout the term of the loan. And that's really useful because it's predictable, it's good for budgeting. And then you have variable APR, and that will change based on market rates. It's often tied to a benchmark like the prime rate. It can start low, but rise later, and it's really risky if rates go up. I mean, you can imagine this with a mortgage repayment, yeah? Just think back to 07, 08, and when rates rised, it pushed a lot of people into negative equity. They didn't have much equity even in the property, so we ended up with, that was just one part of what created a very bad situation. So when comparing loans, don't just ask what's the rate. The key things to ask are, is the APR fixed or variable? What fees are included? What's the total repayment over time? And understanding these differences is something most people skip, but smart borrowers know it's the difference between a good deal and what could be a really expensive mistake. So the next time you see APR on a loan, credit card, mortgage, car borrowing, don't ignore it. The number isn't telling you that number is telling you the real cost of your borrowing. A 1 or 2% difference might seem small, but over years it can really damage your financial future. And I guess just to wrap up, if you found this video helpful, hit the like, hit the subscribe. You can drop us an email at info@expatmoneychat. And, feel free to share in the comments. Have you ever been surprised by how high your APR actually was compared to what you thought it was initially? If so, drop a comment and we'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching. Cheers.